Alright guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead. So today we're talking about getting our budget for our food bill in line by buying in bulk. Now, in the times we live in at the moment especially, inflation is murdering all of us. And even pulling out every trick we have to lower the cost of our food, we're still feeling the pinch of inflation. So now, I want to make this very clear that every area is going to be different. Everybody's going to have different things that they can do in their own home area. But I'm going to cover some basic overviews as well as some of the specialized tricks we use here. But everyone will have something they can take away from out of this video that complements a store or an option or an area near you. Now, let's go right off the bat. I don't care if you live in an apartment that has a balcony. I don't care if you live in a house, corner lot in a subdivision, or if you live in the country. Garden's going to be the #1 way to cut your food bill. I don't care what you say. There is no real cheaper way, honestly. Now, that said, some people have the argument of raising animals, and I would agree to a certain extent, but with the cost of feed right now, we'll just leave it at that. There's a reason why we don't currently have animals on our homestead, because the money and the time and the living at the standard we like our animals to live at just doesn't fit. But moving forward from that, let me share with you some of the options we have to make the budget for our food bill go dramatically down by buying in bulk. Now, I want you to understand, buying in bulk does not always mean buying a giant bag of something. Alright? And I also want you to understand that different times can call for different measures. Just like different families have different dietary needs. And you should work within that. Now, we are trying to eat very healthy, a little less processed food. Sometimes we do get into some chemical stuff like 0-calorie sweeteners and 0-calorie drinks. So, not saying we're perfect, but we're trying. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is things of convenience, because that can crush the budget for food faster than anything, and it's one of the easiest ways because every single store can beat the price. You just have to take the moment. If I were to tell you that this giant bag of rice right here, which is 20 pounds of rice, right? 20 pounds of long grain white rice. This is great value. This is from Walmart. 20 pounds, guys, $8. That costs $8 at our Walmart. Now, I have seen it in other states when we've been out of town, like Virginia and stuff, where it's $9. So, just saying, there is some differences, but you should be able to find a comparable price program on rice. Now, this is dry rice. You put it in a rice cooker or on the stovetop. The time a couple commercials go by, you can have your rice pretty much made, especially if you have a rice cooker where you just push a button. That said, I know people that will go spend $8 or $9 per week on little packets of instant microwavable rice. Right? So taking the time, this is enough to take that same family that does like 8 packs for a family in a week, which is the same price as this, but that will probably take them through most of the year. That's a lot of savings right there, guys. Big time. Now, the next one I want to talk about is beans and lentils. If I go to the store and buy a can of black beans, I'm paying over $1, period. It's just the way it is. We like to make Chipotle bowls. These are a big deal. Once again, our rice cooker cooks beans, so does our pressure cooker. So throw these in the pressure cooker, about 25 minutes, they're done. Now, we do pre-soak ours, so it only actually takes 20. But a bag of these, going to the same store we talked about here at Walmart, the 1-pound bag is like $1.75 to $2. But these are from Dollar Tree, which did just raise their price, another show of inflation, to $1.25. But still, that's an amazing price for black beans. And if you were buying them canned, like I said, you're going to get about 6 times as much out of this bag as you would get out of one can. Now, if the can costs what this bag costs, you basically are going to get 6 servings in comparison to what you're paying for one. Now, lentils. This is probably not as big a part of the American diet as it should be. These can be used for so many things. Our friend Gretchen lets us into all the hacks we can do with this. I believe she's currently working on a Sloppy Joe dehydrated mix for the trail. Hopefully we'll be updating you guys on that soon. But lentils come in about half this much normally at a store and cost about $1. This bag at Dollar Tree, $1.25. Still a savings, and these things swell up big, guys. You want a side dish that swells up big? Right here. And your kids will love them too. You can put some seasoning in them, they're great. The same thing with red beans. The same with Old Navy beans, guys. These are foods that'll kill your budget, but if you're going to buy them in cans or you're going to buy them at the big box stores, you'll pay a premium for that. Now, we buy these once again at Dollar Tree. They're all $1.25 a bag. If we find them somewhere else on sale, we will of course buy them. Now, moving on. We got two more that are $1.03 specials. I don't have the other kind, but the California blend and the peppers and onions. California blend at our Walmart and our Kroger's are both over $1.60 a bag, $1.25 at Walmart. Now, our frozen bags of peppers and onions, which we use in so many different dishes, at Walmart are $2.29 a bag for a bag that size, and at Kroger's are almost $3. Once again, $1.25 at Dollar Tree, and of course I don't have any because we ate them all. And last but not least, one of my favorite Dollar Tree items is the wild salmon fillets. Alright? This is made by Rising Tide. The same exact brand that sells frozen over at Walmart. So why is it exactly that this same portion size breaks down to almost $1.75? If you go to Kroger's and were to buy it in their cheapest format, which is the large serving, where all this is on one fillet, you go buy that, you're going to pay $10 for that. $10 when you get the same for 5 of these. Alright? That should just show you that just shopping around a little bit. Salmon's a big deal. That's a huge money savings. And the nice part is they're individually wrapped. Pop them out, make your dinner, buy however many people are coming, and go on. Alright, so we're over the Dollar Tree rant here. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about is buying meat in bulk. Now, if you buy your steaks at Walmart, understand you're getting charged double. Just, you're buying a steak at Walmart, you're getting charged double. If you don't know what I mean, everybody probably local to you has a local butcher shop. And I'm not talking about the butcher shop where you go buy a couple pounds of this and a couple pounds of that. I'm talking about a butcher shop where you have pricing for a quarter or a half of a cow, or a whole cow at that. Now, prices have dramatically risen over the last 3 to 5 years. About 4 years ago, we were banging out at about $1,000, I think, for a half cow, $1,200. But the average on that, based on what we got, everything averaged out to $3 a pound. Now, you had some soup bones in there. You had your hamburger coming in at $3 a pound, which back then, that wasn't the greatest price for hamburger. But when you weighed it all up and divided by the price, we paid $3 a pound, which means we were getting ribeyes, round steaks, T-bones for $3 a pound, guys. It was an amazing savings and still is today. You find somebody to go in with you on a cow, sometimes pork. I have yet to find any good deals on chicken, honestly, and I have looked everywhere. Hopefully, some of you that's got more chicken producing places around you may have better luck with that. But going out and taking your freezer and filling it up with a half a cow at a time is a massive savings if you're a meat eater at all. I'm talking thousands of dollars a year if you're trying to buy steaks over at the store. And it's better quality meat, it'll be better fed meat, and the fact is, when you get it, it'll be wrapped in such a way that it will last the time that you want to have it. Now, moving on from meat, we're going to go to one of the biggest consumption items we have in our household, because I'm a big guy and it costs a lot to feed me. So one of the hacks we get around that is we buy oats. Now, if you go to the store and buy this, you will pay about $2, $2.50, depending upon where you live. This is a 50-pound bag of oats that I've been working on. This bag cost us originally $22 for a 50-pound bag of oats. Alright, so to us, we were just amazed. it was honestly one of the best things ever because I could eat 2 or 3 servings of this a day. It really helped fill me up, and it was only coming in at I think like 2 or 3 cents an ounce. Now that said, times have gone up, prices have gone up. This same bag is now $32 for a 50-pound bag, which is still better than this. Not much, but it is still better. I have no doubt that as time goes on, the pricing on this is going to go up, and this is going to slow down and kind of stay at this pricing level. But having this in-house and not having to remember to get it from the store, having something to go to that's a healthy option in the house all the time in large amounts. We use it for cooking, we use it for just eating. I'll make them and put them in the fridge doing overnight oats, which I have a video on, and we will take them with us. Oats are just an amazing, amazing option that you can buy in bulk almost anywhere super cheap. Now, I've got more stuff behind me, but before we go there, I want you to know you're not limited to just these options and the places, because I still have some kind of off-the-wall places to go look for food to get it cheap. But one thing I want to say is there's places like Kroger's. They do 10 for 10. So you can buy 10 of something for $1 a piece and get 10 of them. I know our local Save-A-Lot does 5 for like $5.99. These options are out there that you can catch them on good deals. Buy one, get one freeze can be a good option, but really check closely to make sure. Our local Kroger's does very good on pork shoulders and pork butts. Buy one, get one free. Now at holiday time, please, please, if you have freezer space at all at holiday time, wait till the hams, like right after or right before, or the turkeys right after or right before the holidays. Buy them things up. You can pick them things up for like less than $1 a pound. It's so worthwhile to pick up 2 or 3 at a time. If it says 1, you go to the store a bunch of times for holidays. That's normal. Stop off on your way home from work, pick one up. Stop off after the holiday, pick another one up. Have them in the freezer so you can cook them, can them, whatever you choose to do. Now, we've talked about the oats. We've talked about the different stores and options. So, I wanted to bring you guys another option that we have found that has shown the inflation. Ugh, that's 50 pounds of flour. Now you remember during the pandemic when nobody could find flour? We had no problem because we had one of these sitting in the house. Now, let me show you how inflation hits. This used to be $16.50. This is now $22.50. That's how much prices have changed, guys. And this is on the bulk end. Now, when it's in stock, Walmart does what's called price leader losses. All right, there's other terms, but that's how I lay it out because in my head it makes more sense. So, they sell their base regular great value flour cheaper in order to bring you in the store. So this is not that much off on their bag, but like I said, give it time. Prices will go up in the supermarkets. They're just trying to hold prices now so they don't sticker shock you. Now, we've talked about flour, we've talked about oats. Now it's time for me to tell you where we get it from. Now, if you have Costco's, you'll have different options. If you've got local like Farm and Fleet stores, you may have other options for big 50-pound bags like that. There's so many places to find it, but we go to our local Amish and Mennonite stores. Now these stores are more like barns basically. They're for the Amish and Mennonite community to come in and shop. They do allow the English community to come in and shop as long as you are respectful of them, their beliefs, how they want to do business, and they're not in the mood to argue. They're a very calm people that just want to give you a decent product just like they give their people. Now, they sometimes look at us like you stupid English people because we'll come in and buy what might be considered more than our fair share, because most of the people in the Amish community can just take a ride to the store to get what they want to the Amish store. But we come in and we'll buy a 50-pound bag of flour and a 50-pound bag of oats and whatever. So they sometimes look at us and they'll sometimes say, we cannot sell you that much because there won't be enough for everyone else. we're at the end of our order. Please come back next week. And we have to be okay with that. Just like here, as you can see, my wife made a trip and didn't come back with a 50-pound bag. She came back with a 50-pound bag of flour, but not of the oats, and I'll explain why. So their cost has gone up so much on their oats that it's actually becoming hard to get the orders in even though they have the money. That's why I tell you guys, you should be probably grabbing a few things before the price skyrockets. Right now, everybody has a lot of fear. I don't believe that we're in any kind of shortages here in the U.S. or anything like that. There's a lot of fear, so people are buying up a lot of stuff. Now, what they do normally is sell this size bag to most normal Amish people or English people coming in because this is how much they want. They want enough to get them through about a month, and this would feed a normal Amish family for, 2 weeks to a month till they can come back to the store again. Now, obviously, we eat a lot, or at least I do. So, Missy went ahead and bought 4 bags. So it's not the 50 pounds, but the price is the exact same. They don't do markup on smaller amounts. Now, some other things we get from our Amish friends, and I see Missy was looking at making our protein cookies, because these are white chocolate chips, and as you can see, she paid 50 cents for this bag of chocolate chips, which is actually cheaper than you can buy it in the store. Now, we have 2 more bags of oats. And then we have the golden ticket after toilet paper during the pandemic. Yeast. $2.95. You can't buy 2 rapid packets of yeast for that. That price is absolutely amazing. And this is really good yeast. We actually cut it open and we'll put a little bit out in a yeast glass jar and then put this in the freezer, and it keeps and it works really well. The Red Star yeast is a good yeast, honestly. So clearly she was stocking up because she bought 2. And as you can see, $2.95 a piece. Go into Walmart and tell me anywhere that you can get yeast for $2.95 a piece. Now, this one I was not privy to that she was going to get, but she got cornstarch for $1.80. Now I'm guessing that's 4 pounds, but that's cheap for cornstarch, period. So she had her own little shopping trip here, and coming out of the shopping trip, I know she spent less than 50 bucks for all of this, guys. That's a lot to get for less than 50 bucks. I know she came out less than 50 bucks, so I only gave her 50 bucks to go with, and she brought me back change. So really, there's options everywhere you go. You just have to want to find it, and it's got to fit your dietary needs. Now, another option that we are soon to start hitting, and I would really encourage you to go follow up on this, is the farmer market auctions. Not the regular farmers markets where it's all organic, top of the line, prettiest stuff, getting top dollar. They actually have auctions almost everywhere around farmers markets, Amish, Mennonite communities, and many other farmer communities. You're going to find places you can go and they have auctions. And they will auction off their crops they grow. So if you're a family that absolutely loves squash like us, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, we'll go in there and they'll either have it in scale up to a pallet to as small as a box. And then you can bid on it. And many, many, many times we've done this and gotten like 2-3 bags of corn. We bring them all down and bring the bushels all down and shuck it all and freeze it. Or we take the butternut squash, and if you've seen our channel, we eat butternut squash all winter long because it keeps so well. We just set it in the back room up on a shelf where nothing can get to, laid out, turn them about once a month, and then you can have them all winter long. I have actually gone there and been able to purchase watermelons when buying a big old crate of them, which had, 20 in it, for about $2 a piece. These are options that can keep your budget in line, save you money, and you'll be able to take the savings from this and ride out the rest of the inflation in the world, like gas, cars, property, etc. Nothing's getting cheaper, guys. We went through a boom there where everybody started getting paid more. Here's the backside of it. everybody gets charged more. So make sure you take the time to come through, gather up all these options to save money, and we'll be bringing you so many more options on this channel. So if you're serious about wanting to improve your life, mixing the best of the old and new ways to make a better life for yourself and your family, make sure you go down, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you see all of our upcoming videos. Make sure you drop us a comment and tell us if you're getting stuff at a better price somewhere so we can share it with the community. And with that said, I've got a giant mess to clean up, as you can see, and I'll see you in the next one.